This was the pride and joy of my collection. Dan Marino's rookie card, number 123. I was never really into my faith as a kid. Dolphins football, that was my religion. I was baptized, did my first communion, confirmation, and my mom took us to mass every Sunday, but I did so more out of cultural obligation than religious conviction. It wasn't until I went to a design college up north that I started getting serious about my faith. I went to mass at a nearby parish and started attending a non-denominational Bible study on campus. Over time, these school friends became like family. However, the group eventually revealed to me that they accepted all denominations but one. I was shown verse after verse in the Bible proving to me that Catholicism was unbiblical and above all, the Mass was diabolical. They said it was just empty, meaningless, man-made ritual. And at the time, I didn't know enough about Catholicism to defend my faith. But despite attending my friend's worship service for several months, I knew something was missing. I told my Bible study friends that I was returning to Mass. We had a painful falling out and we parted ways. It wasn't until later that I realized what was missing wasn't a what, but a who. I sheepishly went back to the parish I'd been absent from for over half a year. I caught whiff of the burning candles and lingering incense from the previous Mass. My heart leapt with joy. Seeing the statues, it felt like being reunited with old friends. And by the altar, the red glow from the sanctuary lamp indicated Jesus was sacramentally present. I knew then I was home, and this time, for good. That day in 1993 lit a fire under me. It gave me my life's marching orders. I was pressed to tell the story of the Mass. Writing and designing Mass Explained became my life's purpose. I realized it was the reason God gave me my talents as an artist and designer, to help others know and fall in love with Him in the liturgy. After receiving my call, each facet of my life gave me another tool I needed to complete His assignment. My degree in art and design taught me how to analyze, appreciate, and interpret the masterpieces that appear throughout the book. As a staff illustrator at the Miami Herald, I learned to create charts, maps, and diagrams. I advanced my religious education by enrolling at St. Thomas University, where I took several scripture, ministry, and ecclesial history classes, in addition to my own self-guided liturgical study at home, where I've read well over 100 books on the Mass. I honed my writing skills by authoring several articles on the liturgy for my blog posts, which are sent to over 11,000 readers who've subscribed to my site dedicated to the Mass. These articles have appeared in many print magazines, diocesan newspapers, and online publications. At my parish, I co-led a young adult group and a Bible study program. I traveled to Hispaniola with missionaries that further revealed the thirst for engaging liturgical catechesis. I opened a design studio where for 15 years I refined my skills in photography, web design, marketing, and video editing. In my current position as creative manager at a major cruise line, I learned the rhythm and pacing of long-form publications like annual reports and itinerary guides, and how best to prepare them for production, printing, and binding. At long last, in 2023, I finished researching, writing, illustrating, and designing Mass Explained. I then presented it to my Archbishop for his approval. It was granted a nil obstat and imprimatur. These designations assure it's free from any errors in doctrine, faith, or morals, and affirm its use for religious education. And since the book quotes extensively from the New American Bible, the Catechism, and several liturgical books, it was presented to the USCCB and ISIL. Mass Explained was written to myself 30 years ago. This is the information I wish I had known then. The Mass is not an empty, meaningless, man-made ritual, but rather it's divinely instituted, rooted in Scripture, and tempered by tradition. It's the holiest thing we can do on earth, the most perfect prayer, a most inconceivable act of love.